In the United States, millions of pounds of green peas are harvested every year. Yet what shoppers often see is not fresh pods from the farm, but tidy frozen bags stacked in supermarket freezers. That raises a puzzle. Fresh peas wilt within hours of harvest, their sugars quickly turning into starch. Left at room temperature, they lose sweetness and texture almost immediately. So how do frozen peas manage to keep their bright color, crisp bite, and mild sweetness for months? The answer lies in a race against time. Peas have been part of human diets for thousands of years. Ancient farmers in the Middle East grew them for both food and fodder. By the time of the Roman Empire, peas were already common across Europe. For centuries, they were eaten dried, boiled into stews or soups. Fresh peas were considered a luxury, available only for short seasons. In 17th century France and England, aristocrats prized young green peas, treating them as delicacies. The 19th century brought canning, making peas more accessible but often mushy. The breakthrough came in the 1920s when Clarence Birdseye pioneered quick freezing. This method preserved color, texture, and flavor far better than any jar or can. Today, frozen peas are a global staple, valued as much for convenience as for nutrition. The journey of frozen peas begins in vast fields that stretch for miles. Farmers plant peas in carefully scheduled cycles so that harvesting can be spread across weeks without overwhelming factories. Specialized machines comb through the fields, cutting plants and stripping pods in a single pass. A modern harvester can gather tens of tons of peas in a single day. Timing is critical. Peas must be harvested when sugars are at their peak. Too early, and they lack sweetness. Too late, and they taste starchy. Within minutes of being picked, the peas are loaded into insulated trucks. Every hour matters. From field to factory, the clock is ticking to capture freshness before it fades. At the factory, peas arrive in bulk loads and are immediately unloaded onto conveyor belts. Jets of water wash away soil, stems, and stray pods. Vibrating screens separate out stones or debris that could damage equipment. Next comes blanching, a key step. The peas are briefly dipped in hot water or steam, usually for less than 2 minutes. This heat treatment halts natural enzymes that cause spoilage and color loss. Without blanching, peas would turn dull and soft within days. After blanching, peas are rushed through cold water baths, locking in bright green color and crispness. By the end of this stage, they are stabilized, ready for freezing without losing their qualities. This step is all about speed. Peas are spread in single layers across moving belts that pass through blast freezers set at -40 degrees Celsius. In just minutes, each pea is individually frozen. This method, known as IQF, individually quick frozen, prevents clumping. Here's a question worth asking. When you reach for peas, do you prefer them fresh from the farmer's market or frozen from the supermarket freezer? Many people discover the frozen ones taste just as sweet, sometimes even better, because they were frozen only hours after harvest. Frozen peas move down lines of sensors, cameras, and air jets. Color sorters detect any peas that are too pale or too dark and shoot them off the line with bursts of air. Metal detectors screen for stray fragments, while X-ray scanners catch hidden stones or clumps. Approved peas are funneled into automated packing machines. Bags are filled in seconds, sealed airtight, and stamped with lot numbers and expiration dates. Some brands package peas in steam-ready microwave bags, adding another layer of convenience. In a sense, every handful of frozen peas is a time capsule, preserving the moment of harvest until it lands on a dinner plate months later. The fields don't just hide peas. Another crop holds sweetness that fades almost as soon as it's picked: corn. The United States plants over 90 million acres of corn each year. Yet only a small slice of that land is reserved for sweet corn, the kind people eat at barbecues, fairs, and family dinners. Sweet corn is fragile. Within hours of harvest, its natural sugars begin turning into starch. Kernels toughen, sweetness fades, and the tender flavor disappears. Still, supermarkets offer golden kernels year-round, from freezer aisles to stacked cans. How does something so perishable end up as one of the most dependable vegetables in the American diet? The secret lies in how farmers and factories trap the taste of summer the moment it appears. Corn is among the oldest domesticated crops in the Americas. Indigenous peoples cultivated maize thousands of years ago, long before Europeans arrived. Sweet corn is a relatively new variant. Selected for higher sugar content, it began spreading widely in the 18th century. Colonists and native communities alike valued its sweetness, eating it fresh during the brief harvest window. For much of history, corn season was fleeting. Once picked, ears quickly lost their appeal. The 19th century brought canning, allowing corn to last longer but often at the cost of taste. The turning point came in the 20th century. Refrigeration, and later freezing, transformed corn from a seasonal treat into a staple enjoyed any time of year. Sweet corn must be picked at exactly the right moment. The milk stage, when kernels are plump and full of juice. Wait too long and the sugar fades. Pick too early and flavor never develops. Mechanical harvesters drive row by row, cutting stalks and snapping off ears in one motion. A single harvester can gather hundreds of acres in a day. Timing is urgent. Trucks loaded with ears head straight from field to factory, often arriving within hours. Without that speed, the delicate sweetness would be lost before processing even begins. Once at the plant, conveyor belts pull ears through husking machines. Layers of green husk are peeled away, while stiff brushes whisk off silk threads clinging to the kernels. High-pressure water sprays wash each ear, removing dirt and insects. For corn destined to be eaten on the cob, this is nearly the final step. But most corn is headed for cutting. Industrial knives slice kernels from the cob in perfect rows, shaving close but not too deep. Each pass produces streams of golden kernels tumbling into collection bins, fragile, sweet, and ready for preservation. Fresh kernels can't last long on their own. To stabilize them, factories run them through blanchers, giant tunnels of hot water or steam. The process takes less than 2 minutes but halts natural enzymes that would otherwise ruin color and flavor. Immediately, the corn is rushed into icy water baths. The rapid chill locks in the yellow hue and crisp bite. Without this quick sequence, heat then cold, kernels would soon turn dull and soft. After blanching, corn takes 2 different paths. Some is frozen. Kernels spread across belts in blast freezers set around -40 degrees Celsius. Within minutes, each kernel freezes separately, a method called IQF, individually quick frozen. That's why frozen corn pours easily instead of clumping together. Others are canned. Sterilized tins are filled with kernels and brine, sealed, and then cooked under pressure. The intense heat destroys microbes and locks the cans safe for years. Frozen corn preserves texture closer to fresh, while canned corn wins on convenience and shelf life. Families choose one or the other, but both depend on exact timing and technology. Above the soil, kernels chase the sun. But underground, another crop waits: potatoes. According to USDA data, Americans consume more than 120 pounds of potatoes per person each year, the highest of any vegetable. It's a crop full of contrasts. Potatoes can sit for months in dark storage sheds without rotting. Yet the same tuber is also the source of fast food fries and delicate chips that spoil within days if left unsealed. How do muddy roots pulled from the ground become French fries, chips, and frozen bags stacked in supermarkets? The answer lies in machines and systems that turn a rugged root into one of the most versatile foods on Earth. The potato originated in the Andes, where indigenous peoples cultivated hundreds of varieties for thousands of years. Spanish explorers brought it to Europe in the 16th century, and from there, it spread rapidly. By the 18th century, potatoes were central to European diets. Their resilience during cold winters and ability to produce high yields made them indispensable. In North America, immigrants embraced the potato, especially Irish settlers. By the 20th century, mechanized farming and global trade turned it into an agricultural powerhouse. Today, potatoes are found everywhere, baked at home, fried in restaurants, and processed into chips, flakes, and frozen fries that travel across the globe. Potatoes grow underground, invisible until harvest. Specialized harvesters drive across rows, blades cutting beneath the soil to lift entire beds of tubers at once. Conveyor belts shake off dirt, leaving heaps of brown, rough-skinned potatoes tumbling into trucks. In a single day, one machine can clear dozens of acres, pulling up hundreds of tons. Farmers watch conditions closely. If harvested too early, potatoes are small and watery. Too late, and disease or frost can damage yields. Precision in timing keeps the balance between maximum volume and proper storage quality. By the end of this stage, the crop has left the ground but still looks far from the fries or chips most people recognize. At storage facilities or factories, potatoes enter washing drums. Brushes and water jets scrub away soil while stones and clumps are filtered out. Optical scanners measure size and shape. Potatoes too small or misshapen are diverted for starch, flakes, or animal feed. Uniform tubers are kept for fresh sale or further processing. The process is relentless. Thousands of pounds pass by every hour, each judged in milliseconds by cameras and sensors. That uniform bag of potatoes in a supermarket is no accident. It's the product of ruthless sorting lines that keep only what looks perfect. Once selected, potatoes enter automated cutting systems. Water pressure pushes each tuber through razor grids that slice them into long fries or paper-thin chips. Fries are blanched briefly in hot water to stabilize starch and lock in color. Chips move directly to fryers, sizzling into golden rounds within seconds. French fries head through par fryers, a quick dip in oil that sets texture. Still hot, they are rushed into blast freezers at -40 degrees Celsius, frozen solid in minutes. By this point, potatoes no longer resemble field crops. They are preserved, packaged, and safe for months of storage and transport. Frozen fries are weighed into bags, sealed, and coated for traceability. Chips drop into brightly printed foil packs, heat-sealed to lock freshness. Fresh potatoes are packed into mesh sacks or cardboard boxes. Within days, potatoes harvested in Idaho or North Dakota can appear at fast food chains, grocery stores, and export terminals. From soil to shelf, the journey shows how an ordinary root became an extraordinary commodity. From roots that fill the stomach to roots that add sweetness, another crop reshapes itself for modern convenience: carrots. The United States grows more than 1.5 million tons of carrots every year. Most end up in supermarkets not as muddy roots, but as glossy bags of uniform sticks. That's the mystery. Carrots pulled from soil are crooked, cracked, and caked in dirt. Yet shoppers reach for baby carrots, short, smooth, sweet pieces that look engineered to be identical. So what are baby carrots? A separate crop, or ordinary carrots reshaped by machines? The answer reveals how industry reinvented a vegetable, turning waste into one of America's most popular snacks. Carrots began in Central Asia over 1,000 years ago. Early varieties were purple, yellow, and white, often bitter and used for medicine. By the 17th century, Dutch growers perfected the orange carrot, selecting it for sweetness and uniform color. This became the standard around the world. Carrots arrived in colonial America, thriving in temperate soils. By the 19th century, they were a reliable winter crop thanks to their ability to store well. In the 1980s, a farmer named Mike Urasek popularized the idea of reshaping ugly carrots into baby versions. Sales skyrocketed. Today, baby carrots make up a majority of the carrots eaten in the United States. Carrots grow deep in the soil, anchored by long taproots. Specialized harvesters loosen the dirt with steel bars and lift entire rows in one sweep. Machines grip the green tops, pulling carrots upward while conveyors shake away clumps of earth. In just a day, one harvester can collect tens of tons from the ground. Timing is critical. Harvest too soon and carrots are thin and bitter. Too late and they split, crack, or turn woody. Farmers coordinate schedules so fields are cleared at the point of peak sweetness. Trucks haul the carrots quickly to factories, where the rough roots are still far from the neat shapes seen in supermarket bags. At the plant, carrots tumble into rotating drums. Jets of water blast soil away, while brushes scrub the rough skins. Within minutes, tons of carrots are clean enough for processing. Next comes peeling. For standard carrots, only a thin layer is abraded off, leaving the long shape intact. For baby carrots, however, peeling machines are more aggressive, grinding down the outer surface until smooth. The transformation is striking. In minutes, earthy, dusty roots are polished into a bright, uniform orange, ready for the next stage of reshaping. Misshapen, oversized, or cracked carrots are fed into cutters. Industrial blades slice them into short sections, each a few inches long. Automated peelers then grind away edges, rounding each piece into a snack-sized baby carrot. The process reduces waste and creates uniformity that fresh carrots rarely have. Here's a question worth asking. Do you prefer your carrots raw and natural, or cut and shaped into bite-sized snacks? Many shoppers don't realize that baby carrots aren't a separate variety at all. They are simply reimagined from the rejects. By the end of this step, two markets exist side by side: traditional carrots in bunches and baby carrots designed for convenience. Freshly cut carrots spoil quickly. To prevent softening, they are plunged into icy water baths. This chilling step restores firmness and slows microbial growth. Sorting systems then scan for defects. Cameras pick out carrots that are too short, too pale, or broken. Air jets push them aside, while the best ones move forward. Random samples are tested for sweetness and crunch. Would you feel the same about a bag of carrots if you knew they hadn't been through these checks? Without this stage, many would soften or discolor before ever reaching the shelf. By the end, only crisp, bright carrots remain, ready to be packaged as consistent products. Carrots are funneled into bagging lines, weighed, sealed, and printed with lot codes. Baby carrots often appear in single-serve packs for school lunches, while whole carrots are packed in larger bags. To extend shelf life, bags are flushed with cold air or nitrogen. Pallets move into cold storage at just above freezing. From there, trucks distribute them nationwide. Within days, carrots can travel from field to supermarkets across the country. What started as crooked roots in soil ends up as neat, uniform snacks. The process may polish away imperfections, but it also reveals how much effort goes into making vegetables look effortless. From peas to corn, from potatoes to carrots, 4 ordinary vegetables reveal extraordinary stories. Each begins in the field, fragile and imperfect, yet ends up in forms we barely question: frozen bags, stacked cans, golden fries, or tidy snack packs. What looks simple on a supermarket shelf is the result of machines, inspections, and timing that run with relentless precision. Freshness is captured, reshaped, or even reinvented to match modern habits. Still, these crops are more than products. Peas echo the race against time, corn carries the taste of summer, potatoes anchor comfort food, and carrots show how imperfection can be transformed. Every vegetable hides a journey. If you want to uncover more secrets behind the foods we think we know, subscribe to Captain Discovery now and join us on the next exploration.